Hello and welcome to The Telescope. Every week we bring you a fresh insight from the biggest car market in the world. Behind me are the holy trinity of Chinese electric MPVs. We have brought you reviews of the Zeekr 009 and the Xpeng X9 before, but today comes the Li Auto Mega. It's the most daring attempt out of these three. It tries to create a completely new body style, maximum cabin space and minimal aerodynamic drag. Let's see how it gets on. The biggest advantage of the Li Auto Mega compared to the other two is the third row space. Now I'm 5'11", the front two rows are set to my position, and would you believe it, this is the third row. I think it's not an exaggeration to say that this third row rivals or even better than some electric saloons' second row. I can recline even further if I want to, and I have to point out this massive third row window also helps. The other advantage of this car, surprisingly, is driving dynamics. I didn't expect this. I've said in previous reviews of the Li Auto range extender SUVs that I'm not their biggest fan in terms of their dynamic strategy. Feels like they are deliberately trying to filter out any kind of feedback through the steering, through the throttle pedal, through the brake pedal, through the chassis, to create that greater sense of serenity, that greater sense of luxury. Li Auto's range extender SUVs are already very quiet. They've been independently verified to have the best NVH performance of any SUV worldwide, including your Range Rovers, okay? And this Li Auto Mega, because of this teardrop shape and the lack of a combustion engine, is easily the quietest among these three. It's so much quieter than the Xpeng X9. The higher the speed, the bigger the difference. And if there's one kind of car that feels right to filter out any kind of feedback through the steering, through the pedals, through the chassis, is this massive MPV. It is also the most comfortable by quite a significant margin among these three, because this car is uncompromisingly soft. It only has comfort in mind. It doesn't have anything to do with handling. When you drive on some bumpy roads, the breathing effect of this car through those bumpy roads is quite amazing. It will bounce once, twice, even three times, and that's good. That's the correct way for an MPV. I disagree, especially with the dual motor Zeekr 009, that an MPV needs to have 544 horsepower, 4.5 seconds to 100 kilometers an hour, and that Zeekr 009 does feel it has some pursuit in handling. I think that's wrong. An MPV is over 5.3 meters long, 2.8 tons in body mass. You just need to be comfortable. And this car easily has the best anti-dive or anti-squat performance under heavy braking among these three. It's so stable. It doesn't have that sense of the whole car under heavy braking is bearing down on you on the front axle. The Zeekr 009 is particularly bad at this. I think I mentioned this in the Zeekr 009 review actually. Another strong point of this car is the visibility. It has a double A-pillar, but I think this has the best front side visibility out of these three. This front triangle window is very visible from the driver's viewpoint. And I don't know if it's the sense that these two A-pillars are pointing towards each other, that they are kind of coming together at the front of the nose. This car somehow doesn't feel wide on the road. It is wide, it's over 1.96, but I believe it's the narrowest among these three. And weirdly, somehow I could feel this. Maybe it's the visibility, but this car does not feel as massive on the road as the Zeekr 009. I've asked my fellow colleagues, they broadly agree as well that this car, although it's the longest, doesn't feel that difficult to maneuver in heavy traffic. That's all good news. Then why is the Li Auto Mega not a universal success? I think the problem is the interior design. I can almost repeat what I said in the Li Auto L9 review, that the sense of luxury this car provides me are purely through these premium materials. This is, in terms of just material choices, the best interior you can find within 1 million renminbi in China. However, the design is not coherent. If you just look at the steering wheel, just look at the doors, or just look at the center console, they are all great, but somehow they don't connect together. One very simple thing, the color inside this cabin is kind of broken up. You have the white leather here on the seats. This is kind of a darkish brown. This is black, and this is sort of trying to match the leather color, but not quite so. I'll just show you a picture of the Aston Martin DBX that from the carpet to the ceiling is in one color, and that just have this kind of magic wrapped around feeling to you. If this Li Auto, if not anything else, if they can just change the interior color to a single color from carpet to the ceiling, that sense of luxury will be so much more enhanced compared to right now. The second shortfall are the screens. Now, would you believe it? Li Auto is the one who invented this kind of back cabin entertainment. But this TV is 17-inch, is significantly smaller than the 21-inch TV on the X9. It's also further away from you, so in terms of relative screen size, it's a huge difference. Now, that won't be a problem if the X9 is not over $20,000 cheaper than this car. So the Li Auto Mega really has no reason to provide in any way an inferior rear cabin experience compared to the X9. So the Li Auto Mega, it is the most expensive. It surprisingly drives the best, but it does not feel the most expensive. That belongs to the Zeekr 009. That is such a good business MPV. Your high-level business executives, really, you should buy that car. And it also doesn't feel the best value. That belongs to the Xpeng X9. The third row flexibility that car provides is very impressive. However, if you are a heavy third row user, that is, you regularly uses the third row, then I will say this is an irreplaceable third row experience. Question is, how big is the customer base? If you believe the demographic data, increasingly rare is the answer. That is all from the Telescope today. If you enjoyed this video, keep watching, keep subscribing. More videos coming along very soon.